It all started on a Thursday, when Patrice Lumumba stood defiant in a classroom-turned-parliament and promised a new Congo. The year was 1960. Independence had arrived on June 30th, but the country was already tearing itself apart. This is the true-life story of ambition, betrayal, and a conspiracy that stretched from the copper-rich provinces of Katanga to the capitals of Europe and Washington. Lumumba was not a polished diplomat. He was a firebrand, a man who had electrified a colony tired of rule by Belgium's mining companies and paternalism. Within months of independence, his government faced mutiny in the army, foreign interference, and the audacious secession of Katanga under Moise Tshombe, a move backed by Belgian business interests who feared nationalization of their mines. Cold War paranoia amplified every fault line. Washington and Brussels watched Lumumba's overtures to the Soviet Union with alarm. Declassified documents and later inquiries show that intelligence stations in Leopoldville, Belgian officers in Katanga, and American and European officials all discussed neutralizing him. That phrase, neutralize, became the cloak for plans that moved from diplomatic pressure to clandestine action. In September 1960, Colonel Joseph Désiré Mobutu staged a coup, sidelining Lumumba and placing him under house arrest. For 3 months, he vanished into a bureaucratic limbo. In late November, as fighting continued, Lumumba tried to reach his supporters in the east. He was captured by forces loyal to Katanga and, according to eyewitness testimony gathered later, handed over with the acquiescence of Belgian officers who were on the ground advising Tshombe's gendarmes. The conspiracy hardened into a criminal act in the early hours of January 17, 1961. In a schoolhouse near the town of Elizabethville, now Lubumbashi, Lumumba and 2 colleagues were executed by firing squad. The killers included Katangi's policemen and gendarmes. Belgian officers were present afterward. Union Miniere operatives had mapped local loyalties. Subsequent investigations uncovered the horrifying disposal of the bodies. Accounts described the remains being hidden, dismembered, and dissolved in acid to erase evidence. These grim details were pieced together from witness statements, forensic traces, and the confessions of some participants in the decades that followed. Was this murder the product of a single evil mind? No. It was the grim result of intersecting agendas. Tshombe's determination to keep Katanga's riches apart from Kinshasa, Belgian officers protecting former colonial and corporate privileges, and Cold War actors in Washington who had long concluded that Lumumba's survival threatened their strategic interests. Decades later, Belgian parliamentary investigators would admit their country bore moral responsibility. Historians would point to CIA memoranda that contemplated Lumumba's removal. What remains contested is the precise chain of command, who ordered the shots, which diplomats knew what and when, and the extent to which intent crossed into direct orchestration by foreign capitals. But the pattern is clear. A democratically elected leader became expendable in a geopolitical game. The assassination shattered any hope that the Congo's first experiment in self-rule might succeed. It paved the way for Joseph Mobutu's long kleptocratic regime, a half-century of pillage fueled by the remaining colonial structures and Cold War patronage. For the Congolese, Lumumba's death became myth and martyrdom. The image of his last days circulated as proof that foreign interests would not tolerate true independence. This is not a tale of tidy justice. Investigations, apologies, and legal actions trickled in over decades, but the minerals kept flowing and the human cost multiplied. The story of Patrice Lumumba's killing remains a warning. When natural wealth, great power rivalry, and local elites collide, democracy can be snuffed out with chilling efficiency. The conspiracy was not a shadowy legend. It was a sequence of decisions, bureaucratic, military, corporate, that together extinguished a voice the Congo never recovered. Today, that silence still echoes across the ruined towns and the open-pit mines, a testament to what was lost the day Lumumba spoke for an entire nation and was then taken away.